Any lady who's used pet we take for rituals suffers in unbelievable sad ways. I am 42 years old, but 8 years ago, at 34, I was a completely different man. Back then, life in Africa had already beaten me down, not just struggling. I mean the kind of poverty that removes your dignity piece by piece. The kind where hunger becomes normal and shame becomes your daily companion. My friend was 36. We were both educated enough to know life shouldn't look like this, but desperate enough to do anything to survive. Every morning we went to a dusty bus stop near a crowded taxi rank and we danced. Not for fame, not for fun, for survival. We danced like fools in front of strangers, grown men jumping and clapping like street performers, hoping someone would throw coins at us. Some people laughed, some insulted us, some recorded us on their phones. A few kind souls gave us small change. On a good day, we made about $5. On bad days, we went to sleep hungry. We lived from hand to mouth, from day to day, from humiliation to humiliation. Then one day, something happened that still keeps me awake at night. We were dancing like usual when a well-dressed man suddenly appeared. Black suit, shiny shoes, dark glasses, the kind of man who looked completely out of place in our dusty reality. He didn't smile, he just said, "My boss wants to see you. He has work for you." Work? We didn't even ask questions. When you are drowning, you don't ask where the rope comes from. We followed him. His boss didn't say much, just that we should come back the next morning and he would explain everything. As he was leaving, he handed us $100. I still remember how my hands were shaking, holding that money. $100? 2 years of dancing could never give us that. That night we celebrated like kings. For the first time in years, I slept with hope instead of fear. The next morning, we were there before sunrise, 7 a.m., waiting like children waiting for a miracle. He arrived, this time with bodyguards. That should have been my first warning. He called us closer and said something that sounded strange. But when you're poor, strange things start to sound normal. He said, "I will pay you $500 a week if you can bring me 200 used sanitary pads every day." We looked at each other. From $5 a day to $500 a week? Who says no to that? We accepted immediately. At first, we searched dumping sites, trash heaps, public bins. It was disgusting work. The smell, I can still remember it. But we didn't care. Poverty had already removed our pride. But we couldn't find enough that met his requirements. That's when he gave us new instructions. He wanted fresh ones, from hospitals, from public toilets. We approached female cleaners, toilet attendants, hospital staff. We offered money in exchange for the pads before they were even thrown out for that day. And that's when everything changed. Suddenly we weren't poor anymore. We started getting 1,000 pads a day. The more we delivered, the more we were paid. Soon we were making up to $5,000 a week. We moved into better rooms, we bought good clothes. People who once ignored us started respecting us. But deep inside, I started wondering, why would anyone pay this much money for blood? After about 5 months, greed replaced fear. I asked him, "Teach us how to become rich like you." He smiled for the first time. That smile, I wish I never saw it. He said, "It's simple. Wealth comes from the sacred blood of women. The more blood, the more power." That's when he invited us into his group. And that's when I learned the truth. The pads were not trash. They were being used for rituals, sacrifices. They told us each woman whose blood was used would begin to experience strange misfortunes, unexplained sickness, failed relationships, barrenness. They said fertility was being taken. I didn't believe it at first because, to be honest, When I started doing this, I thought maybe they would take the pads, recycle them, then sell them again. But then I started noticing something disturbing. Some of the same cleaners who supplied us started complaining about bad luck, constant illness, relationship problems. Coincidence or something else? I wondered. They told us something even darker. They said menstrual blood was the easiest way to reach a person's spirituality, that it created a connection, that entities could be sent through it. I tried to leave. They laughed. This is not a job, they told me. This is a lifetime contract. Today I am married. My wife and I have been trying for years to have children. Nothing. Doctors say we are both healthy. Sometimes I lie awake wondering, is this punishment? Did I destroy other people's futures and now mine is being destroyed too? Or something even more terrifying? What if someone like me once collected my wife's sanitary pad? What if she became a victim of the same system I helped build? I want to quit. I really want to quit. But they told me something that still makes my blood run cold. People who live don't live long. So now I'm speaking anonymously because I don't know how much time I have and I need to ask something that has been eating me alive. Do you think I deserve what is happening to me now? Or do you think poverty can push a man so far that even evil starts to look like survival? Should I tell my wife the truth? She just knows I'm a businessman. She doesn't know what I'm into. That was the end of our first confession. Tell us what you think using the comment section down below. Let's move on to our second confession. My daughter was only 14. He took advantage of her 3 times, 3 pregnancies, 3 abortions. And now I question every decision I ever made. All this happened in a small community in Southern Africa where family reputation meant everything and secrets were buried deeper than graves. My daughter is 16 now, but this nightmare had started when she was just 14 years old. I still remember the day she told me she was pregnant for the first time. It's only 14. She had been trembling, crying. When I finally forced the truth out of her, she said something that made the room spin. She said it was my own brother, her uncle. She said he had forced himself on her. I remember feeling like my ears were ringing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. All I could see was our family name being destroyed. Police cases, shame, people whispering at church. So we called a family meeting, not to protect her, to protect him. Even now, saying that makes my chest hurt. We all agreed it would destroy the family if my brother was arrested. Someone said, let's just fix the problem quietly. This stays within the family. And the problem they were talking about was my daughter's pregnancy. We arranged an abortion. No counseling, no justice, no healing. Just silence. And I told her we would never speak about this again. That was the first time I chose silence over my own daughter. The next year, it happened again. When she told me she was pregnant again, I felt anger instead of concern. I remember asking her, again? What is wrong with you? She cried and said this time it was her stepbrother, my husband's son, from another relationship. Another accusation, another shock, another potential scandal, and again, we chose the same solution. Another abortion, another secret, another piece of hair that we erased. We told no relatives. Nobody was supposed to know. It became our dirty family secret. I warned her never to talk about it. After that, she changed. She became cold towards me. She told me she wanted to leave the house. She said she didn't feel safe anymore. But your stepfather, my husband, refused. He said she is still a child. She stays here. She's not going anywhere. At that time, I thought he was being responsible. Now that memory makes me feel sick because I didn't see what was right in front of me. We continued living in the same house, but we're no longer mother and daughter. We're just two people sharing pain we refuse to talk about. The laughter stopped. The conversation stopped. Even the way she looked at me changed. There was fear in her eyes, disappointment, and I ignored it. Then this year, she is now 16. I noticed her body changing again. 5 months. 5 months pregnant, and I had no idea. When I found out, I completely lost control. I lost it. I demanded answers. She refused. I became someone I don't even recognize today. I beat her. Yes, I beat my own daughter because I thought she was hiding shame from me. Instead, she was hiding horror. Through tears and fear, she finally said it. It's your husband. I remember shouting, "Don't lie. My husband would never do something like that." But she kept repeating it. She said he had been forcing himself on her for over a year. My world shattered. I didn't want to believe her. After the previous accusations, I convinced myself she was lying again. So I confronted my husband. And what happened next disturbed me more than anything else. He didn't deny it, not even once. He just looked at me and said something I'll never forget. "Why are you asking who the father is? She already proved that she can't even go a year without getting pregnant." I thought something inside me died. He then said we needed to solve the problem before people start asking questions. His solution? Another abortion. And then he said something even colder. "Put her on family planning pills. I'm tired of this. Or better yet, remove that womb so she won't get pregnant again." I remember staring at him, wondering how the man I shared a bed with had become a stranger. Or maybe he had always been one. I was just too blind to see it. But this time, things were different. My daughter refused to abort. She said she was scared. She said the last abortion had gone wrong and she thought she might die. She said she wanted to keep this baby. And for the first time, I didn't know what to do. Because suddenly I started asking myself questions I had been running from. Was she telling the truth from the very beginning? Why does she want to keep my husband's child? Did I sacrifice my daughter's safety to protect men? Did I fail her as a mother? Or was I still failing her right now? Now I sit with this secret eating me alive. My daughter barely speaks to me. My husband acts like nothing happened. And every day his stomach grows, along with my guilt. I thought I was protecting my family. Now I'm wondering if I was protecting the wrong people all along. So I need to ask you something, and I want honest answers, because this is tearing me apart. If you were in my position, would you report your own husband and destroy your family, or stay silent again to protect what is left? And something even harder, at what point does protecting family become betraying your own child? That was our last confession for today. These are not just stories. These are real people, real mistakes, real consequences. Someone out there is living with this secret right now. Maybe smiling on the outside, but breaking on the inside. And that is why this channel exists, to give a voice to the confessions people are too afraid to say. To remind us that every decision we make has consequences, and to show the hidden side of human nature most people never talk about. Now, I want to hear from you. What advice do you have for this person? What would you say to them if they were sitting right in front of you? Tell us what you think using the comment section down below, because your words might be exactly what someone needs to hear. If you are drawn to real, raw, and sometimes disturbing human stories like this, subscribe and like, and explore more confessions on this channel, because trust me, there are many more stories here that will shock you, disturb you, and make you question what people are truly capable of. And remember, everyone you meet is hiding something. Even you are hiding something. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.
Ah, it's moving. Get it off.
Stay calm, Linda. It's just curious.
Curious? It's wrapping around me.
It won't bite. Just watch.